address and phone number you see on the screen. We'll show it again just before the commercial. Bell regards this commotion over UFOs with a patient smile, but he wishes people would appreciate the natural wonders in the sky that are there all the time.
It's so sad that today we've lost contact with some of the naturally occurring things in the sky, that people have forgotten what is up there.
But what about Wythe County? Was it just Venus up there, or some other natural phenomena? Or is it something new, something unexplained? We'll take a look at some of the possible answers next.
Imagine not being able to enter a building. Imagine not being able to hear a baby cry. Imagine not being able to watch the waves crash against the shore. Imagine. For 3 days, beginning Wednesday, Andy Fox will show you how the other half lives on WAVY News 10 at 6.
Oh, Marcia.
Oh, John.
We'll be back in a moment with John's other wife. But first...
Madam, is your present supermarket putting the squeeze on your budget? Ripping you off with double coupons and other gimmicks? Drowning you in a sea of high prices? Then speed down to your neighborhood Food Lion store. Run up and down the aisles of extra low prices. Then check out, knowing you're paying less for groceries at Food Lion. Oh, John.
Marcia.
Oh, John.
Marcia.
Talk about UFOs and, what it is and what I think they are.
Danny Gordon still hears about some 50 UFO sightings per month. Experts say 80% of most sightings can be easily explained. Only 5% truly are mysteries. But in Wythe County, still, that would be 150 sightings.
There are at least 2 groups in this country, serious groups, looking into UFO sightings and trying to figure out what they are, including one here on the north side of Chicago. This is probably the best known one in the United States. It's called the Center for UFO Studies. CUFOS is run almost totally by volunteers and has earned respect for its work explaining UFOs. It was founded by the late Dr. J. Allen Hynek, an Air Force consultant during its Project Blue Book UFO studies.
Behind you are the case files.
In its filing room, tens of thousands of sighting reports.
After you get a UFO sighting and then you can't explain it after studying it, what you have is an unknown. So what do you do with an unknown? Well, one of the best ways to study it is to compare it to other unknowns.
And that's just what we wanted to know. How do the Wythe County sightings compare with other reports?
3,000 sightings in a couple of years is very large compared to other, let's say, periods and moments in UFO history and locations.
Roniger says many are probably copycat sightings, but not reported maliciously.
People are sensitized to UFOs when they see the stories in the newspaper and they begin to look at the sky. They see something they can't explain because they never look at the sky anyway, and they report it as a UFO. It's hard to imagine, and I've read the book by Danny Gordon, that all of these sightings were of that type. There do seem to be some unexplained reports there.
And this is a drawing in the book.
I wanted to know if these UFOs had ever been seen any other place than Wythe County. How common were they? First, the mothership.
What has been reported are blimp or cigar-shaped objects, and typically large. 300 to 900 feet would not be out of place. The strobe light on the top, the white lights on the bottom, the cockpit, those are not very common.
Next, the object Mary Jane Williamson reported, all decked out in lights.
There are reports of slow-moving large objects that are outlined only by lights. In other words, I would assume this woman couldn't see any object itself. All she saw was the
dark mass.
Just the dark mass, kind of blocking the sky. I can't say it's common. It's been reported before.
Finally, Rita Vaught's saucer. Saucers are quite common. Mark was more interested in her dog barking at it.
The animal reaction is one of the ways that we use to tell whether an event might have been real. Dogs particularly, not so much cats or what have you, but dogs seem to react to the presence of a UFO in at least half the cases where a dog is outside.
CUFOS didn't investigate the Wythe County sightings, but MUFON did. The Mutual UFO Network has members in every state and 50 foreign countries. The group uses 6 categories to classify the sightings it looks into, ranging from fully explained or proven hoax to extraordinary evidence that cannot be explained. MUFON put the Wythe County sightings dead in the middle. Indeterminate, interesting, but not enough to go on. But how about the folks in Wythe County? What do they think is going on?
Well, it has to be the military. Otherwise, they'd be down here trying to find out what it is.
That is the most common theory here.
People here are used to military jets. They see and hear them all the time, up along that ridge, as a matter of fact. That's where a lot of the UFOs have been spotted as well. It's right above an interstate. Very heavily used military training route runs through here. It's called VR 1752. Military jets from all over use it, including those from NAS Oceana and Langley Air Force Base.
We're getting dive bombed all summer long. They scare the cows and they scare the kids.
But the jets make noise, lots of it. The UFOs don't.
What we're seeing has no sound whatsoever. No sound. As big as they are, you'd be deaf if it has sound to it.
We have a lot of ambient noises around us that mask sounds that otherwise might be heard. Wind direction plays a very significant role in hiding the sound of an airplane from just a couple of thousand feet away.
Paul Dellinger did hear something when he saw the object. He's been the bureau chief here for his Roanoke newspaper for 25 years.
I had just pulled into the driveway here, and I saw what looked like a street light down there in the trees. And I realized there wasn't a street light in the trees.
Once again, it was the now familiar mothership.
Unlike many of the other people who reported, yes, I did hear what sounded like an airplane motor.
A long object with lights with a small airplane motor could be a familiar object. How about a blimp? Airship Industries builds them in North Carolina. But no one has ever admitted flying a blimp here when the sightings were reported, nor why a blimp would fly so low at night in the mountains. Another explanation has also been offered. Lights that come together in the sky and fly in formation could be lights from two planes during aerial refueling. The Tennessee Air National Guard says it was using two air refueling areas near Wythe County, AR 600 and 601, when the sightings began. That undoubtedly explains some. But the exercises are at 20,000 feet or higher. Witnesses insist the lights they saw were much lower. But could they be mistaken?
There are just so many ways in which our senses can be deceived, particularly at night when it's dark and our senses are hampered further by the darkness.
None of the explanations offered satisfied the folks we talked to. People like Roger Hall, who have seen the objects, are still waiting for an answer.
You know, I don't care what anybody thinks about what I tell them. I know what I've seen.
The future of time is global. With computerized IQ, intelligent quartz, only from Seiko. At a touch, separate subdials wake you and give you precise quartz time in 21 cities worldwide. Automatically, it's global. The future of time is in our hands. Seiko.
Seiko watches available at Spurtner's, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and Churchland.
It's still true. Nobody outsells Ford in the Tidewater area. Fact is, 5 of the top 10 selling vehicles in America are Fords. From Escort, Tidewater's best-selling car, to F-Series, Tidewater's best-selling truck. This Ford Ranger now comes with low financing or $1,000 cash back from Ford. Add an option package and you could save almost $2,400. The selection's great and so are the savings. So hurry into your Tidewater Ford dealer now before the #1 selling Ford you want at a great price is gone.
Hey, guys, got those hot and spicy drumettes, a chicken sandwich, and some Kentucky Nuggets.
Where's yours? It's a 3-for-all at Kentucky Fried Chicken. What? 3 great deals, all with fries, just $1.99. Choose 5 hot and spicy drumettes, the Colonel's Chicken Sandwich, or 6 Kentucky Nuggets, all with fries, just $1.99.
There he is.
Get him.
Want my Kentucky Nuggets?
Hey, you guys! What? 3-for-all at Kentucky Fried Chicken, just $1.99.
The Tri-County Drug Task Force was busy this past weekend.
The Wythe County UFO flap seems to be dying down, and no one is happier than Danny Gordon. He found himself the unofficial UFO guru of Southwest Virginia. His radio reports on the sightings won many awards, but it exacted a toll. There were the threatening letters, phone calls warning that he was learning too much. He says his house was broken into twice. Once the thieves stole his negatives of a UFO. It strained his relations with his wife and family.
Well, the tension got such that she decided that she should take the little girl and leave for a while until it died down. So she left for about a period of 4 months until things kind of smoothed over.
So Gordon and Paul Dellinger co-authored a book warning, don't look up.
In fact, I'm telling people, if you look up, be careful who you tell and how you get involved with it, because a lot of people do say, you know, what's wrong with Danny?
Whenever the subject is as controversial as UFOs, there's sometimes a tendency to regard the people involved as being just a little kooky. But if there's one thing that impressed photographer Art Kahn and I about the people we spoke with both on and off camera, it's how terribly normal they were. No one claims to have been abducted by aliens. In fact, the most likely explanation to most people is that the UFOs are somehow tied to the government. All they know is they've seen something they cannot explain. They sure would like somebody to tell them what it is.
But maybe the sightings should stay unexplained. Maybe, as Kathy Bowden Woodward says, we all need to have this unsolved mystery in the sky.